muffled. There we go. All right, good evening, school board, superintendent, and district staff. The time is 6 p.m. on April 22nd, 2025, and I call this meeting of the Edgewood Independent School District School Board to order. I'll start with roll call. Ms. Martha Castilla. Okay. Mr. Frank Espinosa.
Present.
Mr. Luis Gomez.
Here.
Mr. Rudy Lopez. Mr. Michael Valdez.
Present.
Mr. Sergio Delgado won't be here tonight. And I am here, Dr. James Hernandez. Let the record show that a quorum of the Edgewood Independent School District School Board is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. And Ms. Lauren Blevins for the pledge.
Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Hernandez, board members, stakeholders, and Edgewood ISD family and students. At this time, I would like to invite the students from LBJ Elementary forward. They will be reciting the pledge for us tonight. Reciting the pledge for us tonight, we have Levi Luna, Veronica Ochoa, Sing Meng Vu, Isabella Batera, Elijah Batera, and Madeline Murrow. The colors are presented by the JRTC from Memorial High School, Cadet Major Guadalupe Herrera, Cadet Sergeant Major Alexis Lozano, Cadet Corporal Mark Rodriguez, and Cadet Sergeant Angelica Cuevas. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America, nation Unidos de América y la República Cural representa nación bajo Dios indivisible con honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated.
Okay, Ms. Salinas.
Good evening, Board President, Dr. James Hernandez, School Board Trustees, Superintendent Dr. Hernandez, staff and community. This evening's presentation is on From Goals to Greatness. evening's presentation, From Goals to Greatness, recognitions, I will be sharing the individual and collective efforts of different students that are aligned to our district. In Edgewood ISD, we believe in the power of leadership to drive positive change. We believe in growth across the district. As part of this work, engaged with the Holsworth Leadership Collaborative holders from across the district to come up with our leadership definition framework. It does reflect our commitment to our core values of professionalism and accountability. We do have 3 different that you'll see here. Presentation, you will see reference. The fact that people matter in Edgewood ISD. Growth matters above all. Goals matter. You'll be hearing me make those connections. Now, I'd like to start off this evening by introducing our newest leaders for this month, or our new leaders of the pack. These 3 outstanding members of the Edgewood community exemplify the district's core values, again, of professionalism and education, as well as the categories in our leadership definition framework. Tonight, we begin to recognize, and if you will wave, please, Athena Flores, a senior from the Fine Arts Academy. As a dedicated student in the engineering program, Athena understands that growth matters, and she lives this value daily, whether she's stepping in to complete a project, organizing team meetings, or offering support to other groups. Her initiative, collaboration, and quiet strength make her a standout leader among her peers and a true reflection of what it means to be a leader of the pack. It is an honor to recognize Azalea Healy, a dedicated second grade teacher at ISD Elementary who truly embodies the belief in everything she does. With nearly 20 years of teaching experience, 16 of those proudly spent here in Edgewood, Ms. Headley continues to go above and beyond to support and inspire her students. Her commitment extends far beyond the classroom. In addition to the countless hours that she devotes to the work week, she also teaches on Saturdays, whether through her role as one of the coaches at Federales or just showing up to different events. Her passion, dedication, and make her an invaluable asset to Edgewood ISD. Next, we have our Fine Arts Coordinator, Mr. Daniel Lugo. He's our 3rd honoree this month. We proudly recognize and commend Mr. Lugo for his unwavering commitment to excellence in the arts education across the district. Through a clear and purposeful focus on goals matter, Daniel has elevated the quality of the fine arts program by empowering both teachers and students. Recently, he helped bring together a group of musicians from across San Antonio to Edgewood to join and orchestra. Please recognize, give a round of applause to our leaders of the pack. And if they make their way up to the board, we will get the video started.
I feel as it is like an accomplishment, like very like, wow, someone notices stuff I do, someone considers me, and I feel proud of it too. Who wouldn't feel proud of it? I mean, it's a big accomplishment to be recognized as something like this, and to feel it within yourself too. Like you feel like you're the pillars of a smart, good student. My name is Athena Flores. I go to Edgewood Fine Arts Academy. I've been a student at Edgewood for about 12 years.
My name is Daniel Lugo. I'm the Fine Arts Coordinator. I am here My name is Azalia Hetty, and I at Perales Elementary, and I have been teaching for Edgewood ISD for 16 years.
I usually start at going to, but my day really gets started 7th and 8th period when I'm in working on the car group, start planning more about what I want to do for clubs that I want.
A typical day is just coming into work and going to my duty. I go pick up my students and we start with reading in the morning. We go to lunch, recess, come back, and we do the rest of the subjects, which is writing, math, science, and social studies.
I do love going out and visiting different classes, visiting with teachers, and most importantly, visiting with students and kind of, asking them questions like, what are you learning, or what did you learn today, and what do you like most about this class, and really see the kids light up, because their involvement in the fine arts is extremely important.
I did not expect it in my wildest dreams to be ever selected for leader of the pack, especially working here at Perales Elementary, where everybody is a leader and everybody gives 110% of their best to go towards student success. So I am truly honored, excited, overjoyed to be selected.
Putting together Chicago was, I've been in fine arts for 25 years, and the task of Chicago, and I grew up playing musicals. I've played over a dozen musicals, and when we decided as a fine arts here at the Academy to do Chicago, I volunteered and said I will conduct it. And we'll get the musicians together, prep them, run the rehearsals. But out of all the years, this is where I really had to prepare myself, because it's not easy in the sense that you have wonderful actors and singers, and their tempos have to be precise, and they're relying on you. So. Me being the way I am, I had some sleepless nights because I wanted it to be right for them. I wanted, the weight of the stress to be on my shoulders and not them. So they just come out and they just sing and they just dance, and it's like somebody had hit play on the recording. But that was such a group effort, and it was a lot of work, but the end result was outstanding. This is something that I will probably look and cherish, for the rest of my life, because it was something that really left a lasting impression.
I choose Edgewood because Edgewood is like a family to me, and I love coming to work. I have such great support system here at Edgewood. And I love seeing my students grow from year to year. I just love working here because it feels like I work with family.
I choose Edgewood because it opens a lot of opportunities to me, and it showed me a lot of stuff that I have now experience of, and I know what I like and what I want to accomplish in life.
I choose Edgewood because Edgewood allows students to excel, flourish, and be themselves. Be themselves in fine arts, be themselves in sports, be themselves academically. And not only does it allow students to be themselves from beginning of school to the end, but it has many options for them to do outside of school. Options for them to do on the weekends, to have fun, to be children, because not only that much so that I love it because of that, but I love that it's a district that is not super large, that we know all our students, we know our families, and we care about them when they're feeling down. we want to be there for them. And when things are happening and they're excited, we want to cheer them on and be a champion for every student that goes through our doors.
Beautiful video. I appreciate sitting back to enjoy that. So now I'd like to go ahead and celebrate the Destination Imagination Team, Leadership School for Girls. This group of scholars are headed to a national competition. Yes, give them a round of applause. And girls, if you could wave when I call your name. Sochi Rodriguez, Emily Escobar, Evangeline Escobar, Olivia Salas, Eva Felan, and their coach, Francis Gallegos, qualified for this next level competition. Last month at state, the space cadets will continue to defy reality as they take on the teams from across the country during this 4-day event next month. We also want to thank our GT coordinator, Mrs. Wendy Salazar, for putting this together and working with the schools, teachers, and students to make this happen. Thank you very much. We'd also like to go ahead and recognize our other Destination Imagination teams who competed at the state level. From Brentwood STEAM School of Innovation, we have the Christmas Crew. From Stafford Visual and Performing Arts Elementary, we have the Crusaders. From Perales STEAM Elementary, we have the Awesome Asteroids. And from Las Palmas Leadership School for Girls, we had the Glitter Girls. And Blasino is a student from Roosevelt Dual Language Academy. If y'all come right over here, thank you. And her winning medal that you see there is actually the official artwork and the official 2025 Fiesta Medal for the Greater San Antonio All-Stars After School Program. We also have Juliet Orozco, who is a student at Learn for Life, Edgewood ISD, and she created the first ever annual Learn for Life Fiesta Medal. So congratulations and thank you for honoring us with your talent, and we hope you continue to be creative. Now, if you'll take a look at the photos on the screen, we'd like to recognize the Edgewood ISD teams who brought home awards from this year's annual ERIC Robotics Invitational Challenge, or ERIC as we like to call it. Congratulations to the team from Roosevelt Dual Language Academy for winning the Gracious Performance Award. We had the Robo Runners from Perales who took home first in the elementary robot scoring division. We have the Wall-E Bots from Brentwood who won the Innovative Robot Design, and they also took third in both middle school robot scoring and the collaboration presentation. Congratulations to them and our CTE department and many others who helped put this event together. It wouldn't be possible if the entire district didn't come together to make this successful for our students. Our next group of honorees are true heavy lifters. The following students are members of the Memorial High School powerlifting team who qualified for regionals this year. From the girls team, we have Zaria Torres, Dielvani Delgado, yes, please wave, Devin Delgado, Lizette Galindo, Kendra Colchado, Eva Villalobos, Sharon Diaz, Miranda Belmares. From the boys team, we have Jamie Delgado, Felipe Chu, John Elizondo, Jonathan Vigdela, Da Say, and Nathan Gagnon. Nathan and Da both competed at state this year where they placed 7th and 9th in the state in their respective weight classes. These teams are led by head coaches Luis Davila and Ivan Paloma. So congratulations and thank you very much. And I do want to make mention before I go into this on the Destination Imagination teams. It is a global, so there are people from Japan there. So that's something that I failed to mention. So I just wanted to recognize that. Now we're going to go ahead and recognize the JFK powerlifters. As they shake hands with the trustees, we'd like to recognize the JFK powerlifting team who also qualified for regionals this year. From the girls team, and if you all will wave, please, we have Isis Davila, we have Ariel Cáceres, Charlisa Jackson, and Isabella Bernabe. From the boys team, we have Fabian Medina, Bernardo Bernabe. The Bernabe twins both qualified for state, where Isabella placed 8th and Bernardo placed 2nd. Congratulations to you all, and thank you all for your athleticism. And thank you to our coach, I'm sorry, your name, sir? I'm sorry? Anderson, and Coach Anderson. Thank you. If y'all will make your way, oh. Yes, sir. Thank you. Next, I'd like to recognize, and I'll make sure I hit forward on the slide deck this time. I'd like to recognize the Memorial High School soccer team, a group of individuals who really knows that goals matter. This year's team not only made it to the playoffs, but they were by-district champs and area finalists. The 2025 roster includes Union Win, Abasin Mohammed, Javier Rocha, Dase, Eduardo Estrada, Brian Corona, Anthony Munoz, Christopher Membreno, Jose Garcia, Andres Padilla, Santos Nava, Santos Melendez, Shane Fraga, Salvador Quiros, Iker Hernandez, Axel Valle, Isaac Gomez, Jorge Blanco, German Lopez, Mark Rodriguez, Muller Ta, Jesus Ortiz, Bo Ray, Ba Ray, Sue Ray, and Angel Nava. Head coaches are Leon Aleman Jr., and assistant coaches are Rolando Castillo and Rene Rodriguez. Congratulations to you all. Thank you. That was a large soccer team. Thank you all. This next group is our John F. Kennedy High School baseball team. This group couldn't be here tonight because they actually have a game today, so we'll wish them luck. But the John F. Kennedy Rockets baseball team has secured a playoff spot. The Rockets begin their playoff run May 1st against Uvalde at Uvalde. Game 2 will be on Friday, May 2nd at Kennedy, so hopefully you all can make it out to cheer them on. In these next few slides, we'd like to honor our athletes who have excelled in various different areas. First up, we have Memorial Senior Lauren Spriggs. Yes. Thank you. As a member of the Minutemen golf team, Lauren excelled on the course no matter where she played. Lauren proudly represented Edgewood at the regional golf meet held earlier this month. Congratulations, Lauren and Coach Paul Ortega. Thank you. Next is Kennedy senior Aiden Ragland. Aiden is a member of the Rockets varsity basketball team. He is one of the 24 high school basketball players chosen from the San Antonio Area Association of Basketball Coaches All-Star Game, and the only player from Edgewood who will be participating. Congratulations, Aiden, on your success. Thank you. Thank you. And now we'd like to recognize Kennedy senior Jasmine Vasquez. Through her hard work as a 4-year varsity letterman in both volleyball and soccer, Jasmine was selected as the Edgewood ISD honoree for the KENS 5 All-Star Athlete Award. She was also recently named Goalie of the Year for District 27-4A. Not only does she excel on the court and soccer field, Jasmine works hard in the classroom. She is in the top 10% of her graduating class as part of the Early College High School program and is a member of the Rocket Elite Fleet Mentoring Program. Her soccer coach, Vanessa Nunez, says Jasmine is, I quote, a shining example of what it means to be a student athlete, and her future is undoubtedly bright. You'll be able to see the award presentation on Friday, May 9th on KENS 5. Thank you, Jasmine, and congratulations. Next, we have in arts education in Edgewood is top notch, and these next recognitions are proof of that. Earlier this month, we did have art students who took part in the Junior Visual Arts Scholastic event. We have Celici Camarillo, we have Andy Mercado, Ana Day, thank you, Ana Day Mercado, and Adriana Morales from Brentwood STEAM School of Innovation, and Nicole Prado, and Crystal Gomez from Gus Garcia University School earned Platinum Awards, which is the highest honor. Congratulations to these young ladies, these young artists from both schools who took part in regionals. And we'd also like to thank their teachers for supporting the work that they do. What is your name, ma'am? I'm sorry. Cynthia Ramirez, for also supporting this group of students. So thank you very much. Thank you. Next, we're going to recognize and celebrate excellence in the classroom. This is Ms. Brielle Morgan. She is the 2024-25 Edgewood ISD Trinity Prize in Education Award winner. Ms. Morgan teaches government, AP government, on-raps economics, personal financial literacy, and Mexican American studies at Edgewood Fine Arts Academy, so she plans about an hour a week. She is also the sponsor for the National Honor Society and is the class sponsor for 2026. This past December, she graduated from Arizona State University with a master's in Indigenous Studies. When asked what has made the greatest impact on her as a teacher, she told us it was seeing her students celebrate their cultures and collaborate with one another. That's what brings her great joy. She and other Trinity Prize winners will be honored during a banquet next month at Trinity. Thank you very much and congratulations. Thank you. Next, I'd just like to highlight our assistant principals. It was the month of celebrating assistant principals, and we do want to appreciate and acknowledge the hard work that our assistant principals do throughout our district. We are so thankful for their leadership, their dedication, and unwavering support of our goals and the students that they serve. Next, we have our CTE Spotlight. So tonight, during our CTE Spotlight, we are proud to highlight our cosmetology program at the Edgewood Fine Arts Academy. This program is led by Stephanie Castro and Sandra Felan. This program trains students
In careers in the beauty industry, students get hands-on experience in hair cutting, styling, coloring, manicures, and more. They also have the opportunity to earn their state cosmetology operator license, which enables them not only to provide state-of-the-art services, but it also allows them to maybe one day own their own business. So congratulations to our cosmetology team. And we are going to show a spotlight video if you all want to say hello to the board, and we'll get that video ready, and thank you so much. Thank you. And now we'll watch a short video clip of what they actually do.
Hi, I'm Berlin,
Hi, I'm Tamia.
and welcome to our cosmetology class.
Well, they sure are excited. Thank you very much for watching this short video with us. And this is just something that we do every month because we want our community to know that we do have some great programs to offer our students, and it's important to showcase and highlight the work of our kids within our program. So thank you all to our cosmetology students. Now I'd like to kind of talk a little bit about what's been happening around Edgewood ISD. It's been a busy few weeks. To share a few highlights with you, I want you to know that we did celebrate librarians this month with a breakfast at Central Office. On April 12th, we did host a job fair at the Edgewood Gym, and we did have a great turnout at that event. On March 26th, Dr. Hernandez hosted a budget town hall talk with EISD employees where staff members learned more about the district finances, and they got an update on what's happening across the legislation. Last month, it was Stafford ECC hosted a transportation parade to celebrate all the ways that people get around, and which was really cool to see. We love seeing them dress up in airplanes and fire trucks and school buses. Last week, we also had community members come together for the Superintendent's Community Council meeting, and this is a group of individuals. It is open to the public who come and hear what's happening throughout the district and provide feedback around what we can do to improve. During last week, in March, we also welcomed the Innovation Schools Action Summit. They hosted a 2-day leadership summit with a bunch of different people from across the state and different cities. They did come to visit Las Palmas Leadership School for Girls, and I want to give a huge shout out to our Memorial High School students from the Cutting Edge Catering who actually got hired and contracted at this event. So it was a great experience for them to actually go to a big conference with a bunch of educators and cater there. So thank you to the Empower Schools Network for reaching out to Edgewood ISD. And now Edgewood ISD in the news. There's a lot of things that are happening around Edgewood ISD that are great. This month, Spectrum News interviewed Royce Settles Leadership School fifth grade teacher, Miss Janie Delgado, about her classroom journey. This story focused on her 30 years as an educator and the path she took to completing her degree last spring and earning a TIA designation within the district. She did start off as a paraprofessional and decided to go into one of our pipeline programs, and this is her now doing what she loves to do in the classroom. Also this month, KSAT 12 recognized JFK seniors Miracle Gonzalez and Danielle Mena with the Scholar Athlete of the Week award. Both girls are seniors on the Rockets softball team. Also on KSAT, we want to give a special salute to the veterans of the Vietnam War, members of the Edgewood District veterans, including our own EISD trustee, Mr. Luis Gomez, shared their stories in a special titled 50 Years After the Fall, from Saigon to San Antonio. You can find all of these stories on the Marketing and Communications webpage at eisd.net. This is my contact information. And now we will take a short break. Thank you for your time and attention and helping us honor the great work of the people and students of Edgewood.
Thank you. We're going to take a 3-minute break in case anybody needs to take a picture with the kids or anything, and then we'll restart again. Thank you. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start here in a few seconds. All right. You good?
All right, so next is citizens, or rather, communication from citizens. Before we call up any speakers, there are some procedural items to be announced. And Ms. Castilla will read it, right?
Board policy BED logo limits public comments to specific agenda items. Any speaker that deviates from speaking on agenda items will be ruled out of order and they will forfeit the rest of their time. The speaker will be informed when she or he has 1 minute remaining. Speakers who engage in personal attacks or use insulting, profane, threatening, or abusive language during any board meeting shall be ruled out of order by the presiding officer and may be escorted from the board meeting room by district peace officers. Any concerns or complaints regarding employees, public officials, students, or parents should be resolved via the appropriate complaint process, as stated in BED logo, pursuant to 551.042 of the Texas Government Code. No board member or administrator may respond to a member of the public unless such response is a recitation of district policy or a statement of specific factual information. Please be advised that citizens and especially board members shall refrain from speaking over one another during the meeting out of respect for the speaker that has the floor.
Thank you, ma'am. First speaker is Melody Herrera.
Good evening, community, board trustees, superintendent, and senior leadership. I would like to discuss the allocation of $25,000 for community engagement and pláticas from Function 51, Facilities, Maintenance, and Operations. I understand this is an allocation is anticipated for year-end final projects. However, I believe this explanation could have been more detailed, and also community would like clarification on what a true plática means. If it's a plática, you can say plática. If it's a presentation, please say presentation. Nevertheless, I hope these funds will be used to promote inclusive parent engagement efforts and training programs, particularly for our Spanish-speaking families. As you may be aware, some parents have expressed frustration with feeling excluded from parent engagement activities by certain administration and department staff at specific schools. I believe it is essential that these funds are utilized to establish genuine communication with families and to create opportunities for meaningful engagement, not just as a formality. To this end, I suggest that parent engagement should be approached in a way that values and respects every parent and caregiver who attends, regardless of the number. Efforts should be made to avoid canceling events at the last minute or announcing them with short notice, allowing parents to plan and make arrangements to attend. As an active leader in the community, I have noticed numerous concerns regarding the district's treatment of our community and families. While I understand discussions and decisions must be made, I hope the district would take the expressed concerns of families seriously to prevent a decline in trust and potentially the loss of students and families to neighboring districts. Additionally, I would appreciate clarification on the plan for vacant facilities such as Winston, E.T. Wren, and Truman, and the rationale behind why you are wanting to decrease the Function 51, Facilities, Maintenance, and Operations funds over $160,000, when I know there are concerns over maintenance needs at the schools, especially our aging high schools. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Those are all the speakers. Superintendent, your report.
Yes, good evening, everybody. And I'm going to keep my comments brief this evening, but first and foremost, I want to thank everybody that's here for our regular board meeting tonight, especially our community that was here, and of course, those that are watching us this evening. These are the items that I wanted to discuss tonight. I'll discuss those throughout the course of my conversation, but as always, this conversation is centered around elevating the folks in our school district around our definition of leadership, which is you heard earlier as part of our Goals to Greatness presentation. Board, I'd like to thank you for the hard work that you're putting in every month in regards to preparing for these evenings. There's a lot that goes into preparing for board meetings. It's part of running an effective and organizational framework, which is our Goal 6, Priority 3, 4, and 5. The board does spend much time in the school district monthly. That starts with a officers meeting that occurs monthly, starts with board workshops where the board learns about the items that they'll be considering for a vote tonight. There are also board performance planning meetings that the board also is invited to get to know a little bit more in depth what the board is governing over the district in terms of finances, academics, all the different parts of the school district. And of course, we also use it as an opportunity to answer any questions that a board member may have in terms of being clear and helping them connect the vast array of items that are presented to board members. And then, of course, our board meetings tonight, which is about our community and elevating our students for all their accomplishments and the different individuals in our schools. Board members, as you already know, you will continue to get your board updates. That is listed there. I won't go through these. And we do want to thank you because all of the work that our board puts in revolves around our number one mission, which is what? For every child in our school district, we want success in life. We want them to graduate college and career and military ready. In terms of earning trust and respect, I want to elevate the work the board does because, as always, this is a volunteer role. And so there are many hours that the board supports the work of the district in terms of learning the items that they are voting on. And I want to start and build a little bit more on what was said earlier with regards to some of the accolades our board members are receiving across the city. I do want to thank our very own Mr. Gomez. He was highlighted in the KSAT legacy documentary that was shared with the community here last week. If you didn't get to look at that, there will be a link here that you can follow. Again, we do want to thank him for his service to our country above all else, his service to our country. You'll find in this documentary, you're going to see pictures of not just Mr. Gomez, but a lot of our Edgewood boys. If you didn't know it, Edgewood ISD had a lot of 18-year-old, 19-year-olds per capita in our nation, lost a lot of boys back in the 60s. And so a lot of you, I know you're very familiar with the Vietnam War, but there's a lot to be said for the sacrifices that our men made in our schools or for our country. And so I ask that you look at it. It's a great education into the backstory, right, of what happens when war happens in our country, because now you're getting to see what our boys went through and their local community. So I thought this was something I wanted to elevate in terms of why our people matter in our school district. The second thing that I also want to do is elevate also that Mr. Valdez, which is another one of our trustees, is also going to be completing this summer. I guess in June is the summer. We'll be completing a year-long master trustee program. Mr. Valdez is now completing his second, going into his third year on the board here in Edgewood. I want to commend him for the work that he has been doing over the last year in terms of the volunteer work, the investment that he's been doing in terms of becoming a master trustee in the school district. Not everybody gets selected for this, so I do want to acknowledge that effort. Again, our EISD leadership definition is about our people, the goals that they set forth, and the growth that they take. Those are small steps, cadences, if you will, that lead to ultimate outcomes. So both of our trustees are doing things that elevate the role of a board member here in our school district and that provide service not just to our community, our local community, but also to our great nation. So I do want to elevate both our trustees for that work. In terms of our superintendent's report tonight, and I'm almost done, I do also want to acknowledge this is National School Librarian. I know it's month. I put day on there, but that really should say month. This is our librarians. We did have a breakfast for them here recently for all the hard work that they do. I know some of our librarians, I think most of them have been in our school district for many years. In fact, our board president just told me our librarian at Kennedy used to be his English teacher back in the day. And so a lot of our folks that are sitting on this dais, I know Ms. Hetty used to be Mr. Valdez's robotics teacher back in elementary school, if I remember correctly. And so it's great to see that circle of life, right? People are coming back and serving in the district, and that's important. And so again, just in highlighting our students as I close out, if you didn't know it, Landon Miller, hope to bring him up next month. He just signed an academic and athletic scholarship with the Texas Lutheran University for track and cross country. I thought it was such a very respectful, just cool detail, to be honest. The track team came up actually from TLU to be at his signing event. I thought that was really cool. It's their way of saying welcome to the team. So to Landon and his family, which I hope again to see next month, these are the life-changing moments that our kids have. So again, why people matter and their goals matter is important in our school district. And then, of course, today is actually School Bus Driver Appreciation Day. It's all closed out with that. If you know any of our bus drivers, and remember, a lot of our bus drivers are actually constituents here in Edgewood. So if you know them, just because the day might have gotten away from you, please thank them for their service. A lot of times our bus drivers are the first face and the last face our kids see. And so our bus drivers and our bus driver aides, they do so much for our kiddos, and many of them have been in our district for many years and choose to stay here. So I do want to acknowledge them and the hard work that they do. I know tomorrow there's all kinds of celebrations for them and our admin professionals tomorrow. I'll highlight them another day. But I also want to close out by thanking our advanced academics team and our academic services team and our leadership groups, because recently we had a conversation with the UP Partnership of San Antonio. These are associate numbers for our school district. You'll find that Edgewood is doing really well in regards to the number of associate's degrees that our students are accumulating. What you'll see here is us compared to districts like Harlandale, Judson, SAISD, Southwest ISD, and then of course the state of Texas. And so in terms of the associate's degree programming, which by no means have we arrived, let me be very clear, we have certainly not arrived in this variable that we look at, but it is important to highlight there's a lot of work that goes into students being able to earn a 60-hour associate's degree in high school. I think a lot of us who have now gone through school know 60 hours is a tremendous savings for our students. And so that leads into the amount of scholarships. This is where our scholarships are as of today. These numbers are being updated. You'll see the final numbers at graduation, but these are great starts. You'll see the number of kids that are distinct students and distinct scholarships. And so we're looking forward to highlighting them at graduation in June, end of May, beginning of June. That's coming up really fast. There's the dates for you to look at, and that brings my superintendent's report to an end. There's a resource page at the end because, of course, we are in the middle of STAR testing week. I believe we're in the middle of makeups. And then, of course, most people might not know, we immediately start with high schools. High schools going to AP dual credit testing in the month of May. So we're much more than just STAR testing. We have a lot of other testing going on. So these are very critical months for our children. And, of course, this is just other resource information that's there for the general public to look at, as well as our board meetings and contact information. So, Mr. Board President, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now we move to our consent agenda. As per board policy, BE local, unless a board member makes a motion to withdraw an item for individual consideration, and such motion receives a second and is passed by a majority of those present, all consent agenda items shall be acted upon by one vote without separate discussion. At this time, we move to our, we move to our consent agenda.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve our consent agenda items 5A through 5U.
Okay, Mr. Valdez moves to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Castilla seconds. Is there any discussion? Okay. If we have no discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Okay, motion passes. The time is now 6:57. And the Edgewood Independent School District School Board will go into closed session as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551.071, 551.072, and 551.074. The board is now in closed session. Thank you. Okay. All right, the time is now 8:21 PM, and the Edgewood Independent School District School Board reconvenes from closed session. Is your things on? Thank you. First, we have 7A, action regarding renewal of personnel contracts for the 2025-2026 school year. Is there a motion?
Mr. President, I move to approve the renewal of the personnel contracts for the 2025-2026 school year as presented in closed session.
Thank you, Mr. Espinosa. Motions, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Valdez seconds. Is there any discussion? Okay, we have no discussion. All those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Okay, motion passes. Next. 7B, action regarding approval of the Edgewood ISD School Board travel to the Holdsworth, Texas School Board Institute from July 24th, 2025 through July 27th, 2025 in Austin, Texas. Is there a motion?
Mr. President, I move to approve the board travel to Austin, Texas from July 24th through July 27th in connection with the Holdsworth, Texas School Board Institute.
Mr. Espinosa, motions, is there a second? Mr. Gomez seconds. Is there any discussion? If we have no discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Motion passes. All right, 7C, action regarding the revisions to the board operating procedures. Is there a motion?
Mr. President, I move to approve the revisions to the board operating procedures as discussed in closed session.
Okay, Mr. Espinosa, motions. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Valdez seconds. Is there any discussion? If we have no discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Motion passes. Okay, 7D, action to approve a resolution relating to the SB 1882 operating agreement with Friends of P-Tech, providing for the operation of Brentwood STEAM School for Innovation and Stanford Visual and Performing Arts Elementary and Edgewood ISD's continued relationship with Friends of P-Tech as an operating partner. Is there a motion?
Mr. President, I move that we adopt a resolution regarding the SB 1882 operating agreements relating to the Brentwood STEAM School for Innovation and the Stafford Visual and Performing Arts Elementary School as discussed in closed session.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Espinosa, motions. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Valdez, seconds. Is there any discussion? Okay, if there is no discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Motion passes. Yes, sir, go ahead.
All right. First of all, as we close out, board, I do want to thank you for now approving the board attendance at the Holdsworth Institute training sessions that are in July. I do want to thank those board members that shared that information with me. Mr. Valdez, thank you for sharing that information with me. And I also want to thank the board for allowing our new trustees. This training is for new trustees. Mr. Delgado and Mr. Lopez are going to be attending that training with the Holdsworth Center in addition to the board president and myself. And so it is it's a gratuitous event. And so we do want to thank the Holdsworth Institute for allowing us to participate with board trustees from across the great state of Texas. And so I do want to thank you, board, for supporting the original conversation that our board president brought to us at the beginning of his term in terms of investing in the learning of the board. And I want to take us back to the original conversation of building legacy in our board. Leaders develop other leaders, and so I do want to thank you for making that investment this evening. Mr. Board President, that was my comment.
Thank you, sir. All right. The time is now, 8:25 p.m. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Gomez motions. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Valdez seconds. Is there any discussion? Okay, if we have no discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Okay, motion passes. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.